Welcome to the Film and TV channel. Hope you're all well. We're going to have a look at a film today. We're going to have a look at a film that's been showing on Netflix. Yeah, Red Notice, this is called. 118 minutes, a 12A certificate. Action comedy film written and directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber. And please, guys, please forgive me, but I've chipped a front tooth, so if I haven't got my normal teeth, don't worry. I'll have to get it sorted at the dentist. But yeah, I got loads of work done, and it's lasted about 5 months, and I've ended up chipping one of them. So bear with me. I'm not always this sort of ugly and toothless, but please forgive me if it does. If you think, oh, what's going on there? But there you go. I mean, my apologies. Right, the film stars Dwayne Johnson as an FBI agent who reluctantly teams up with a renowned art thief Ryan Reynolds in order to catch an up-and-coming criminal, Gal Gadot. The film marks the third collaboration, between Thurber and Johnson. It's not been what we call a roaring success. Central Intelligence came out in 2016. That averaged 6.3 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. And Skyscraper, that only averaged 5.8 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. That was in 2018. I quite like Skyscraper, actually. I pretty prefer it. So it's the other way around for me, but that just shows it's all opinions, isn't it? All these scores and comments are as at the 13th of November 2021 at 1 p.m. Rotten Tomatoes, not great. 45 fresh and 69 rotten, so 114 critics altogether, and less than 50%, only 41% were positive about this film. Although the average rating was 6.8 out of 10, so that's a bit weird, isn't it? But that's how these stats work out sometimes. They don't always back up. The consensus says Red Notice's big budget and A-list cast add up to a slickly competent action comedy whose gaudy ingredients only make the middling results more disappointing. Audience, 4.3 out of 5. The audience like it. There's no doubt about that. I will look at the Internet Movie Database in a minute, but the Rotten Tomatoes audience, that's 8.6 out of 10, so they're very, very impressed with it. Metacritic, the other critic site we look at, equally poor, in fact worse. 39 out of 100, so only about a 39% rating. That's based on 34 critics. And it only scores a measly 20 out of 100, up to a massive, or not so massive, 60 out of 100. And of those 34 critics, one was positive, 22 were mixed, which is the category I'm coming down on, guys, on this one, to be honest with you. And 11 were negative, so not great at all. But Internet Movie Database, again, bucks the trend. There's 18,506 scores been left, the odd review, etc. And I've ignored the 10 out of 10s and 1 out of 10s. There's quite a lot of 10 out of 10s, as I always ignore those. So it's left us with 15,843 votes. And of that, 13,000, a very large 13,319, did score anywhere between 6 and 9. So again, it's an audience film. This isn't particularly a critic's film. It's an audience film. That's 84% of that 15,843 gave it a positive score between 6 and 10. So my little thoughts, as I said, I was a bit mixed on this one. It's to me, it tries a little bit too hard. It's just under 2 hours, a little bit long for me, but obviously based on the actors he put together and the scenes and the sets and the money that was spent within what Netflix spends, I could understand it being that long, to be honest with you. But you probably, you might understand what I'm trying to say. They just seem to try a little bit too hard with the humour and the sets, etc., etc. And the thing is, making Reynolds' character, he was the sort of, if you like, the comedian, the Jack the Lad, making Reynolds' character a bit of a smart ass, let's be honest about it. For me, very quickly became annoying. As I say, most of the audience don't agree with me, but it certainly did for me, to be honest with you. I mean, there is plenty to like, although whether the annoying stuff makes you lose interest overall, I'm not too sure. It certainly did on my behalf, and in about 45 minutes in, I sort of paused this and did something else, and I wasn't really enjoying it all that much, to be honest. I was enjoying bits of it, but the bad bits were sort of outweighing the good bits, and most of the bad bits, I'm afraid, were not Mr. Reynolds as an actor. It was Mr. Reynolds' character. That was the problem. It's good to look at. Of course it is, especially Johnson and Gadot, depending on your tastes, or perhaps both. It's a free world, isn't it? And they do a good job, a good acting job together. Some good chemistry on screen as well, apart from the Reynolds character, as I said. But it's not his fault. I will please, Ryan Reynolds fans, I'm not blaming him at all. He actually sort of delivers his lines and the humour as expected, I suppose, from the director, etc. I just didn't like the character. Just like it's an absolute pain in the bum. I didn't really like it, and it's a good looking film as well. Yeah, as I said, the sets, obviously, money's been spent on it. We do travel around the world. How much we actually did travel around the world on location shooting is very debatable, but obviously it does take us from country to country and city to city. So yeah, in search for some missing eggs. Yeah, it's not Easter, it's just some other eggs. Yeah, and it's popular, very popular. As I said, I've read lots of reviews, a lot of positivity on this. And as an action comedy, it's fine. As I say, I am in the minority. Well, minority as a user, as a viewer. I mean, obviously, I'm agreeing with some of the critics, which I don't like to do, but it's only the critics who have generally a bit of a downer on this. As I said, most Joe Public, you and me, the audience, and that's what I still class myself as, are quite happy with this. But as I said, I wouldn't mind it just being a little bit toned down, the Ryan Reynolds thing. If you watch it, hopefully you can see what I mean. I just wanted that element of it a little bit toned down because it's too much for me, too in your face, and too often it just got a bit weary for me, to be honest with watching the film. It is watchable, but what I did was actually did other things while I was watching it. So I sort of zoned off and did other bits and pieces, then zoned back in if something interesting happened. So it's one of those films. And it's on Netflix, so as I say, I subscribe to Netflix anyway. So if you get at least a half decent film, for me, this was one, then it's not too bad, is it? So I am going to give it my basic watchable score, as I say, a little bit lower than Joe Public on Rotten Tomatoes and Internet Movie Database. But yeah, I'm just going to give it a basic 6 out of 10 because I do appreciate a lot of people liking this, and I'm certainly, you're not going to be put off by what I say anyway. But I do allow for that in that score. As I said, it is watchable. It is watchable for me. As I said, it allowed me to do it. If I'd gone to the pictures to see it, I would have been a little bit disappointed and worn out by it, to be honest with you. But because I could do other things while watching it on the telly, it was fine. So there you go. Let me know what you think anyway, guys. As I said, it's all opinions, isn't it? But as I said, it's not bad. It's not bad. I've seen a lot worse. And like I say, Gadot, it's got to be worth Gadot and The Rock, hasn't it? Let's call him The Rock, his old name. It's got to be worth watching them, to be honest with you. I thought that's sort of best bit about the film, in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry about the teeth again. Sorry about the chip tooth. We'll get it sorted. Might be a while. As I say, Christmas is approaching, and getting a little appointment is probably prove. I've not even done it yet because it's weekend, so they're not open. But I will obviously try and get an appointment to get it sorted as soon as I can. But with Christmas approaching, I'm probably going to have to wait till next year. So you have to put up with old chip tooth burner for a while. But hey, bear with me. Hope you feel don't feel sorry for me. Yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Film and TV channel, or perhaps have a look at my Citizen channel, on my football team, Manchester City. Wherever it is, I only ask one thing. Please don't go chipping your teeth. Just stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.